Oh, well, that didn't work, did it? Welcome to Simon No... Hang on, move this out of the way. Welcome to Simon NoChaNoMa, Simon's living room. I've got my wine. I've got my audience, at least two of them anyway. A man with groceries and a man very early in the morning in Arizona. Welcome, Pablo. Welcome, Peppo. If you're still there, Nosh, welcome, Nosh. Sorry about the failed audio. Share screen, it said. Share audio. And I did, and nothing happened. Oh well, I may just give up on that entirely. Yes, fire the person in the audio department. Me. Jazz Samurai. Hello, Phil. That was still awesome. Yes, starting soon. Yes, I've been preparing for this all morning. My wonderful microphone taped to the leg of my coffee table with masking tape. It's very technical. And I've actually eaten, so I may not get too tipsy too soon. But how are you all? I've had a fairly sort of average sort of week. Nothing spectacular. Work and all that business. Nothing exciting to report on that front. My friends around the world are doing more interesting things. My friend Mandy in America, who was on the show a couple of years ago, she is traveling around with friends, looking for a place to live and set up a small creative community. And she's going to be during her Christmas holidays, which appear to be quite extensive. She's going to be learning Angular, which is some kind of web hosting design program thing, so that she can then offer those skills as part of this creative community. So it's quite good, really, what she's doing. She's in Seattle at the moment, having driven up from Missoula. I had to look up where Missoula was. But they're looking at a place possibly in Chattanooga. So I said, perhaps your new creative community can be called Pardon Me Boy. I have to, excuse me, when I do this, it's me sort of trying to peer at the comments, which are on the screen over there, and it's a bit difficult to see them. I could probably press Control and zoom in, but then I would loom large on the screen to myself. I'm not quite sure. I mean, my ego is big, but not that big. So, what have you all been up to? I'm half expecting Vids to turn up and be drunk and have not gone to bed yet. Nosh has probably got up very early or may have dozed off. Phil, what are you doing, Phil? Chattanooga, not the first place of no. No, I mean, perhaps it was just a nice building and location. I don't know. Seattle seems more promising in my way of thinking. I might try and get in touch with her again and find out how Seattle was. Vids, I was correct. I'm correct. Yes, I was telling my guests. My guests actually will be joining on Tuesday. Make a note. Tuesday, this Tuesday, there will be an advert. The advert is already ready made, and it'll be a bit premature to upload it yet. I'll be uploading it probably tonight or tomorrow. But Tuesday they'll be coming, and I said, "You do this live?" They said, "Yes." I said, "Like clockwork, every Saturday." And like clockwork, Vids gets drunk and stays up and watches me on Saturday. Tuesday, what time? Same, a little bit later, 8:45 Japan Standard Time, so 8:45. So about 15 minutes later than usual. That was more convenient for them, and it just means I've just about got time to get home, get changed, and switch the computer on, and hope my thing. I have to set it all up on Monday night, and not knock the green screen over, because the green screen is usually at the end of my bed, giving away behind the scenes secrets here. Same time, more or less the same time. Yeah, just like I said, 15 minutes later. Portland, Oregon is where it's at. Oh. Well, yeah, but they're traveling around all over, her and some creative friends. She this is Mandy. She works currently for one of Oprah Winfrey's dancers as a personal assistant, like coordinator type person, which she can do remotely because this dancer has a studio in New York, which is not the best place to be. But Mandy can do it remotely from wherever she is, and at the moment she's looking for something else. This creative community, which will take over from the job, she'll be able to stop working for this dancer. Ah, I, on the other hand, have still have to do the same old thing. You're thinking to do a live stream tomorrow. Oh well, if you do it at a reasonable time, like my lunchtime or something like that, or just before my lunchtime, please, I could probably watch. You've bought yourself a PS. Did you get? Have you got a PS5 already, Vids? My youngest son was very annoyed that at launch Sony did not do what they said they would do, which was like, announce it properly. They just suddenly like opened purchasing up to everybody. So all the people who buy in bulk to sell at a higher price did that, and all the consoles were gone on like the first day. He was very annoyed. Not live. The second thing you make, but well, yes, I mean, if you're going to want to live, uh, I mean, they could all get side jobs, I suppose. But I mean, this thing that she's learning, this programming doodah, if she manages to sort of learn it, she can charge $50 an hour for her for showing people how to be creative, uh, which is rather good. I shovel shit for for 13 euros an hour, which is about like $14. Fake PS5. Yes, it's just really a toaster. It looks like a toaster, apparently. I'm not entirely sure about PS5. I mean, the PS4 is the graphics seem rather good, and I saw a graphics comparison, albeit a graphics comparison with an existing PS4 game pushed into a PS5, slightly sharper, but it's not virtual reality. Not that I'll be getting one, of course. I shall probably wait till he gets one, and then when he brings it round, when it comes around to the house, I'll have a go. That's as much as I'm prepared to do these days in terms of gaming. Mm. Oh dear. Yes, it's Christmas is coming, and the goose is getting fat, and it's looking very worried. And I'll be having Christmas in this living room, well, in the dining room over there, where I usually put my tree. So within the next few weeks, I shall be having to sort of get the decorations out of the cupboard under the stairs and put the tree up and get presents and stuff. I've got my youngest son's present. He knows what it is. He asked me to get it. My oldest son doesn't know what he wants, which is great because I don't know what he wants either. But then I don't know what I want. It's possibly something technical to do with either YouTube or like microphones or something. Anyway, where were we? I just have to keep looking to see what's going on. I have to get some new glasses. It's no good. This is another reason why I don't like play video games much anymore. It's not good for my eyes. Having said that, I was playing Metal Gear Solid 5 last night on the old PlayStation 3. Been watching some good videos about that. from a Japanese chap. I mean, the game's a bit old, 2015 or something like that, but they're still getting mileage out of it. So, what else has been happening in your worlds? Inform me. Chat with me. Zatsudan demashou. If I pronounce that correctly, I don't know. I may have just insulted somebody badly in Japanese. Oh dear, next year. Oh, don't tell my son that. Sleeping at work. It's not something I can do. I was driving all yesterday. Going to have to pick up gravel. I went to pick up 3 tons of gravel to then tip at somebody's house who needed it. That was the most exciting thing that happened yesterday. I did a delivery in Holland on the way, and then went to pick up gravel and then deliver that as well. Very exciting. A sneaky multi-prefecture down to Nagano. I think you mentioned that last week. You were going to Nagano. That's all hilly over there, isn't it? Was it rather nice, autumny and hilly? Good grief! Great. I've just seen that. Did you see that? Peppo's mum got corona, and she's 95 and still hanging in there. Hold on there, Peppo's mum. Have to post some Instagram pictures or something, Phil. It's all right saying it's very beautiful. We just have to imagine it. Yes. Yes, I hope she gets better too. I mean, it's pretty bad over here, isn't it, Peppo? I mean, I don't know where Japan seems to be sort of cruising along, and everybody's going go to this, go to that, no problem. And here it's only just starting to sort of slow down a little bit. But that's because of the lockdown, probably. Your 2 oldest brothers are afraid to go and visit your mum. You mean? Hmm. Not if they wear masks, I suppose. They should be okay. And if your mum wears a mask. Yeah, mostly the old. It's mostly the old people's like homes and things here. Although it is now crossing boundaries. I was reading about statistics for Tokyo, and it's people in their 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s that are mostly getting it now at the moment in Tokyo. And I think there's an emergency in Tokyo now. Yes, it doesn't mean you're sick. Although when my sister got it, because she's an ambulance driver, she felt miserable for like a bad flu for a couple of days. Um, hey, Men Summer, nice video. Go and watch Men Summer's video about night views from Tokyo Tower. It's a very relaxing video. Although what I did notice, Man Summer, just to like go off onto that, was that when you so often watch videos of Tokyo at night with all the night lights, it's always very maybe they've tweaked the video. I don't know, but they all seem very intense, bright, and like Blade Runnery. But your videos were quite subdued. I mean, they were nice lights, but they didn't seem so as intense. I'm not quite sure. 20s, 30s, 40s in Tokyo. Excuse me, that's my room echo when I move away from the microphone. Oh, hang on. New comments have to go down there. Yes. So the night views here are not at all spectacular. I think you would agree with that, Peppo. The average night view of your average lowland town, it doesn't amount to much. Hence the distinct lack of night view videos on my channel. Today I'm on Côte de Rhône. It's rather nice. It's also rather strong, 14.5%. So I'm going to go easy. I did actually ask if my guest for Tuesday, Jaded in Japan, would maybe pop in to. So if somebody called Sunny or somebody called Sydney or somebody called Jaded in Japan pops into comments, do say hello. And they may not. I didn't send them a link specifically, like I did with everybody else. Although most, I mean, I didn't actually send one to you, did I, Phil? I'm just very grateful that, or Pepper got a link. All my Facebook people get links. Like, come on, watch. Then the night view in Antwerp was Englishmen vomiting after a night on the town. Yes, lovely. Yes. Yes. Yes, the centre of Antwerp around the cathedral is very nice during the day, but at night, not quite sure. You're on Pepernoten. Yeah. For those that don't know, probably Phil knows because he lived here. Pepernoten. That's sort of like what is it? I don't know what the spice is. There's sort of spicy little spicy sweet biscuits because it's nearly Sinterklaas, which is not going to be quite the same, obviously, this year. So where Sinterklaas and Zwarte Piet have to wear a mask. My best pal, Mark Zuckerberg. Yes. Facebook knows what I like. Not really. I only say what I like, and that Facebook believes that what I really like doesn't appear on Facebook. No, it's not aniseed. It's what is it? What is it, Peppo? What's the spice in Pepernoten? Pepper nuts. Spicy nuts. It's Santa Claus's spicy nuts. Cinnamon. That's it. Cinnamon. And something else as well. Maybe just a sort of, cinnamon isn't all that spicy really, but can't be the ginger nut though. Nothing like a ginger nut. Yes, they strew them in the streets. Yeah, we used to watch that as when my kids were little. Sinterklaas Journal on Dutch television, where the Sint arrived on a boat. Basically, it's the lowland version of Father Christmas, except then at Christmas, Father Christmas turns up, so everybody has to fork out more money for their kids. Cloves. It could be cloves. You can smoke cloves, apparently. You thought it was something weird. It's Sinterklaas's spicy nuts are not weird. I don't know. It's a mixture. It's a mixture. There you are. You learn something new on this show every week. Like, why am I watching this? It's therapy. Mm. Yes, I have learned also from work that I have 55 hours of official holiday time still to use up before the end of the year. So I should be having Christmas at home, not in England, and I should probably be using up most of that 55 hours. That and partly in the new year as well. What am I going to do? I may, if it's still allowed, go and do my usual kind of thing and wander off down to the Ardennes or something. Might even make a video. You never know. He has a large sack with spicy nuts. Indeed, he does. And he comes down your chimney with his horse. Pretending to be all saintly from Turkey, but actually it's a Viking, the Viking chief god in disguise. And Black Pete is actually what's he called? Loki. That's right. Anyway, we're learning some Dutch history here, Dutch cultural history, Dutch Belgian cultural history. Although Belgian cultural history only starts from about 1832. It's even younger than America. Well, there you are. There you are, Peppo. Pablo. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled Peppo. Sorrow. Oh no, you look it up. Sinterklaas rides a dappled white horse that can fly and lands on your roof. But actually, that's because he's the Norse god Odin in disguise. I'm not quite sure. I mean, it's I suppose Black Pete um, or Loki was used to be the one that scared the children. Now all the children love Black Pete. Um, but if you were a naughty child, Black Pete would come and thrash you with the birch rod. But if you were good, you would get gifts from Sinterklaas. Amerigo. Mm. That's the name the Dutch gave to the horse. Can't really imagine Sinterklaas as a Zorro. Hmm. So, what are you all going to do for Christmas? I mean, it's a bit premature. Well, the decorations really haven't gone up here in the towns. I see in Tokyo, if you're still there, Mensama, places starting to get covered in Christmas decorations, and Christmas things are appearing in the shops already. Not here so much. I don't think the enthusiasm has rather waned given the current situation. A moment of silence there while I was trying to think of things to say. Marinucci. Well, yes, it is actually. It is. I subscribe to another YouTuber in Tokyo, several actually. One called Hikari Planet or Hikari Home, and she and her husband went out. Or she did a vlog, and she went out and wandered through Marunouchi to look at the the trees all decorated with the lights. Omotesando. Hmm. I should imagine the Christmas decorations in Motosando are rather chic. Yeah, I quite like a Motosando, largely because lots of rather attractive young women seem to go shopping there. I mean, it's reasonable. You like to go to a non-Christian country just to make sure that there's nothing happening for Christmas. Well, they do celebrate Christmas in Japan, even though it is theoretically a non-Christian country. Well, it has Christian elements thanks to the Portuguese. But yes, it's difficult to avoid. Week-long sales. Yes. I'd have to really think what would I want to buy in a sales. I've got to the stage now in my life where uh, possessions, perhaps a new computer at some point. But I don't know. Do I need it? Over shopping. Hmm. I could never be accused of over shopping. I'm capitalist commercial culture's sort of worst nightmare. In January, there's a whole just for New Year and summer. I think New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. That's a holiday. Um, Prior to that, you've got Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. Um, and then shops can be open, and some shops are even open on Boxing Day. But I've for my work, I've got about a week, I think. A 1970s camper. Sounds like a Carry On film. 3 feet of snow? Blimey. 3 feet of snow in Saskatchewan. Good grief. And it's I don't think we'll ever get snow here. I mean, they had snow in Tokyo, didn't they, last year, Mensama, um, for a day. I remember people posting on Instagram and Facebook, "Whoa, snow! Look, snow!" And then, like a few hours later, it had gone. I don't think I can work the holidays. I mean, my work, phew, not exciting. Not even anyway. Even if they gave me double pay, I might that possibly wouldn't even tempt me to go in. Mm. In Japan, I presume not. Do you get a New Year off in Japan? Is there a town in Nevada, Arizona, Nevada slash Arizona? inhabited by donkeys and Pablo G. Just donkeys with Pablo G. And wild horses. I have this picture now. This town. Have you ever? Has anybody ever read Gulliver's Travels? I mean, it's random connection here, but there's a chapter in Gulliver's Travels. Well, everybody knows Gulliver's Travels, where he goes to the land of where everybody's he's the giant and everybody's tiny, and then there's another chapter where he goes to a land where he's tiny and everybody else is giant, and he gets put down a woman's cleavage, and then there's another chapter where he goes to a land where the people, well, there's no people, they're just very intelligent speaking horses. So read Gulliver's Travels and read it sober, and then wonder. They breed zebras, camels, and elephants in Arizona. Okay. I think I have Gulliver's Travels here. Hang on. Yeah, here they are. Gulliver's Travels. I can't remember the name of the bit with the horses. The Houyhnhnms. Page 265. Chapter 1. Yeah, I shall read you some from Jonathan Swift. You can see it. Oh no, it goes on. It's a bit wordy. But anyway, he goes to a land filled with horses who are much more civilized. These horses are much more civilized than the humans. They would often spring and bound and leap with prodigious agility. The females were not so large as the males. They had long, lank hair on their heads and only a sort of down on the rest of their bodies, except for the anus and the pudenda. Okay. Yeah, so read Gulliver's Travels. It's quite funny. What else have I got in my bookcase? Monty Python. Oh, I have the Virago Book of Wicked Verse that I got as a leaving present from the ladies at the museum or the historic house that I worked at. Good grief. It's nearly 30 years old, this book. Five-finger discounts. What's that? Hang on. Excuse me, I'm reading books on a live stream. 29, page 29. I don't find it. 26. Oh, fine, yeah. Oh, it goes on for ages, that one. Anyway, yes, it's a. One day I'll look up. There's some good stuff in there. Scintillating stuff. Yes, it is. If I could get around to reading it, there's some good. It's all written by women poets. It's quite bawdy, some of them. Oh, here we go. A sadistic young woman from Spain said she found oral sex a real pain. She bit off the tools of a dozen poor fools who tried to convert her in vain. Ba-bum. Watching me read silently on a live stream. Yes, it's a quiet moment. Well, Simon, let's chat. You chat. I'll read a book. Oh dear. It's come to this. It's come to this where I read on live streams to myself. I need a sleazy robe. I have no fireplace. I have central heating. I have lived in a fortified manor house that had a lovely fireplaces, and I had to go and get coal. I think I've said this before, told you this before. Get coal from a coal merchant in the back of my little tinny old car in order to stay warm in the winter. Light my fires, prepare my fire before I went to work, and then come home and light the fire. ASMR. There was a video I saw about it. Does it work? Is it real? Is ASMR real? I don't know. Is ASMR real? Are you feeling the vibe? Do I have to sort of now get some plastic and crunch it? Autonomous meridian sensory response from Simon NoChaNoMa. Well, I amused men summer. There we are. Tonight in Tokyo, as you fall asleep. Hang on. Just reading it. I'm curious now why these horses have downy hair on their bodies, but not on their anus and, and pudenda. The hair of both sexes was of several colours, brown, red, black, and yellow. Upon the whole, I never beheld in all my travels so disagreeable an animal. Well, perhaps it isn't the horse he's talking about. No. Anyway, off track there slightly. I made it. Yes, I may try that actually. As a practice for my voiceovers, I may do a read Jonathan Swift, Gulliver's Travels, the rude bits, and release that as a video and see what happens. Victor going to the barber shop. I did that once. I mean, not. I mean, I've been to the barber shop more than once, but I did as an intro advert for one of my shows. I went to well, I didn't specifically go to the barbers to do that, but when I did go to the barbers, I recorded myself having my hair cut, and that's as much as I'm going to do with that. Yes, all these books here have been read thoroughly, and they're just for purposes of making me look vaguely intellectual. Does one ever reread books several times? I don't know. I gave up buying books for that purpose. I mean, I would think, oh yes, I need that book. That's a great book. I'd buy it, read it, and it would sit there gathering dust, like these. I should do a hot wax. Have you seen my legs? Simon NoChaNoMa screaming in agony stream. Yes. Would I get views? Would I go viral? Would it be all worth it? And I was debating. Oh no, I saw on my phone if I could It said go live on my YouTube app. So I did all the things. YouTube wants access to this, then. Yeah, fine. You do not qualify. Still don't qualify for YouTube Live. Used to, but don't anymore. But I thought perhaps that would be, live stream, outdoor live streams would be better using the YouTube app. For that, I need 1,000 subscribers. So go out and spread the word. Hot wax in ASMR style. Fuck. Like that. You would watch. Excuse the echoey sound. Not quite sure I'd want to torture myself. I could just drink wine for ASMR. Charlotte, you're there. Hello. My friend Chuck's here. Hello, Chuck. Did you see a line message then? That's good. Message me back. And if you're free later, let's have a chat. Yes, we were just, you've missed all the exciting parts. We missed Gulliver's Travels, Horse's hairy parts, and me deciding not to do leg waxing ASMR. It's all very culturally refined stuff here on this show, Spread the word to spread Simon. Spread Simon every morning. Yes, you'll have to watch that bit on the replay, unless you were secretly watching. Yes, I was reading a bit of Gulliver's Travels. I'm not quite sure how we got onto Gulliver's Travels. Oh, that's right. Yes, because Pablo lives with zebras, elephants, and camels in a town full of donkeys in Arizona and wild horses, and that made me think of the land of the horses in Gulliver's Travels, which I just happen to have on my bookcase. I have no Shakespeare, unfortunately. Chuck is a Shakespeare specialist, has a PhD in all that business, but unfortunately, I don't have any Shakespeare. Hi, Robert. You were on the other channel. Yes, it's confusing, isn't it? The other channel just has the adverts and random videos occasionally. I might try and do a live stream on there. I've got the Minicam app on my phone, and I can sort of live stream from my phone, an outdoor live stream from somewhere in Belgium, possibly on my other channel, just to see if it works and whether its picture's clearer and the sound's appalling. I find on the StreamYard live streams. So, where was I? I'm losing my thread here somewhat. It's two stream of consciousness, two stream of consciousness streams in the space of a week. It's difficult, my life does not consist of a lot of activity with which to talk about, and I have to go off on tangents. An upright composure as consciousness returned to you. Take a tip from Vids if you're still upright and conscious. Just don't go to bed. Stay drunk all night. So, I mean, perhaps you could tell me, Chuck, was there a showroom this week or not? because I didn't see the usual mentions on Twitter. Across the pond. That's over this side. So in the UK, perhaps. Yes, they've lost the plot. They're going to lose the plot and a lot more at the end of next month. A midlife crisis. I think I'm past my midlife crisis. Past caring. That's I wouldn't buy a motorcycle. No, you'd have to pay me to buy a motorcycle, or a sports car, or anything like that. You're still here playing games. There we are. I'm audio visual wallpaper. There you are. That's my niche. That and bizarre 18th century novels. Oh, Poco-chan reminds you, but you don't necessarily do that, because I didn't see a link anywhere. Mind you, I don't click on it on Tuesdays and Fridays either, so it could be my fault just for not clicking on, because I have it permanently on my computer here to click on, because I can't get it on the phone for some reason. As a screensaver. I'd have to take. I have 1,447 Instagram posts that could be used as screensavers. I think everybody will enjoy my advert for Tuesdays. Ah, yes, Chuck. My next show will be on Tuesday. This Tuesday, more or less the same time, so 8:45 Japan Standard Time. But the guests who'll be on, I asked them to make a little intro, and it's quite funny. They couldn't pronounce my name. Well, you'll see it. I think I'll release it, as I say, either tonight or tomorrow. But that's quite funny. Actually, if anybody wants a link, I can, and they're decent, I can throw them a link now. You can pop on the show. Answers in the comments, please. They couldn't pronounce Simon. No, that would be pretty bad. They're both American, and so that would have been really bad if they couldn't do that. No, it was the NoChaNoMa bit that they struggled with. And no takers, obviously. Just grab yourself a drink and, well, not vids, because you've had too many already. Drop it like it's hot. Hang on. Okay. Who's online? Are you? Hands up. Who's online? Waits. Should I read another rude poem? I got this. I got this. Or I've got the link. You're right. Hang on, Phil. Let's have a look. Facebook. Excuse the noise. Messenger. Search. I have to look up COVID. Is it there? Where are you, Phil? Oh, yeah, Corona, not COVID, Corona. Okay. Paste. Okay, it's in your Corona. It's in your COVID. It's in that thing on your Facebook, Phil. Robert, hang on. Robert. I can't find you, Robert. I think you must have, like, when you did that thing. There we are. Right, anytime now, Phil. Play a tune as you come on. Or is that asking too much? There we are. Okay.
Hold on.
You hear me, Phil?
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Hold on.
Either that or everybody's been lip reading for the past hour. Either that or everybody's been lip reading for the past hour.
No, I can hear you in YouTube.
Maybe if you go into the reading for the past hour. It's yes. Go into StreamYard settings and look where you're confused. Or audio. Maybe it's that. Audio. If you look at what the speaker is in the audio settings, maybe it's that. What the speaker is.
Let's see.
In the meantime,
audio.
We can all hear Phil. Apparently,
there we go.
There, you can hear me now.
I can hear you now. Yes.
Oh, very good.
There's something on a computer I never knew before. There's something called a mute button.
This is a man who makes money hand over fist with internet businesses.
Well, you know.
It's just a man.
So, what are we talking about then?
Well, intelligent horses and elephants in Arizona. No.
I've been to Arizona and I didn't see any intelligent horses.
Just stupid horses.
I got my only ever speeding ticket in Arizona.
Because I mean it's flat and roads go on for miles and it's 55 miles an hour speed limit. So presumably.
Well, that's because you come from Utah where it's 75, and then it's 55 in Arizona. So the police just sit at the border.
It's like what are we going to do today? Oh, we'll just sit here and give out tickets. Oh dear. I've had one speeding ticket in my street outside here before they put up signs to say that it was, what would be that in miles an hour? 50 kilometers an hour. So that's only about like 30 miles an hour. And I was doing about 35 miles an hour and got a speeding ticket of 150 euros. So I never did it again.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was a long time ago that I got mine in Arizona. But if I remember correctly, got pulled over. And I was like, come on, and of course it's in America, so you think you're going to get shot instantly. And the guy says, okay, here's your speeding ticket, and you have to pay it at the courthouse. and it's like I'm driving through town. I'm not gonna stay. And he goes, yeah, and the courthouse isn't open until Monday, and this is Friday. And I'm like, give me a break. And basically, I paid the fine plus a service fee to the police officer. For him to, it's like being in Africa.
There you are, Arizona. Well, it's got elephants and camels.
Yeah.
And zebras even in Arizona. So they're pretending to be Africa.
Yeah.
Yes, they do those Nigerian scams, but there's actually just people in Arizona putting on a Nigerian accent.
I'm going to change my camera to the better camera. There we go.
Oh, yes. So you're not all contrasty now.
Yeah. Well, I am very contrasty, but the camera's better. Yeah.
So, Nagano, have you got some slides?
Yeah, let's do it like this. I'm going to do this just one because it's funny to think about doing it, but where can I let's get a big one, a good one.
I
wore my kimono.
Oh, right.
So,
yeah,
there we go.
Gentleman's kimono.
Ooh, there's me in Nagano.
All right. You didn't go for the tabi and the keta then? No,
I did that the day before. I was wearing nobakama on this day. But yeah, we went to this place called Ueda, which is some mid-sized town. We went to some very cool antique store. That's the reason we went there. Well, that was the excuse.
And did you buy anything, or did you just go to browse?
Yeah, I did buy some stuff. Not very much, really, but it was just it was really fascinating. It was all kind of Japanese Art Deco, which I think is a very interesting topic in general. Because they did Art Deco in Japan, but slightly different, and the influences and everything like that. And
so that would be Taisho period stuff then.
Yeah, so 20s. Yeah, let me see. I got a great picture. They wouldn't sell it to me. So things like this. And other kind of stuff. So I'm just trying to see if I have, and lots of antique kimono and stuff like that.
I once considered buying that online, an antique kimono, but I resisted.
Yeah.
Kalpis. Why Mensama? Why did you say Kalpis?
He's just randomly yelling out Japanese words that sound funny.
I don't know. I mean, I like Kalpis.
Like stuff like this. Like I love this kind of stuff. This kind of Art Deco-y glassware and everything. I bought this thing here, this purple thing.
An ashtray.
Well, it is an ashtray, but I'm going to use it for a cactus. Plant a cactus in there.
I recognized it, actually. It looks like a sort of, almost like a 1960s ashtray, to be honest, as well.
Yeah. I could go and get the actual ashtray rather than showing you a picture.
Oh, right. That's what Mensama was talking about. That card that you didn't buy.
Oh,
that's an advert for Kalpis. I didn't realize Kalpis was that old.
I mean, that thing, that kind of... Really? That's not... Because it says Spiruka.
Maybe that's it's white, a white drink like Kalpis is, but...
This kind of... how do you nicely... You're a more experienced YouTuber than me. How would you nicely put what that kind of artwork would be considered?
Politically incorrect today.
Yeah. So this kind of politically incorrect artwork is quite valuable. I would have loved to have bought it, Spike Lee collects this kind of artwork.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
you could have sold it on and made a profit.
Well, I could have bundled it up and send it off to Spike in return for a favor or something.
He's saying they used to write from right to left. So, I mean, if you read that reversed, if you reversed that, would that read Calpis?
Yes.
There we are.
Really? They used to write katakana right to left? One of the fascinating things I was going to talk about one time, or write something about, what in Japan they do, which I think is really bizarre, on let's say on the doors of cars, on the left-hand door, like where let's say, I'm trying to think of something like TEPCO, like the Tokyo Electric Power Company, in katakana on the left door. It'll be written from left to right, TEPCO. But on the right door of the car, it'll be written from right to left, TEPCO.
That's like maybe that's sort of like they like symmetry so much.
It is. That's just like weird. Yeah.
It says Mensama says it's like in Arabic or Hebrew.
Yeah, that's true. But in Arabic in Hebrew, I'm pretty sure they only write in one direction. They don't just willy-nilly. Like it's like it's designed to trip up people who aren't from here. So how do I know if it's? So how do I if I look at that? This is fascinating to me. I never knew. So if I look at this, how do I know that it's written left to right or right to left?
You don't, unless you're Japanese and about 80 years old.
And it's like, of course, you're going to say, "Oh yes, I would like a glass of Spiruka," and everyone would be like, "He said Spiruka."
I'm not quite sure that I mean that's the reasoning behind how to have amusement at the expense of foreigners. Let's just.
I know that not everything's about me, but that's really fascinating. Wow, there you go.
So whenever you go into an antique shop now, you'll know to read from the other way around.
Yeah. I'll just read everything right to left and left to right and see which makes sense.
Suddenly, that light will go off in your head, and you'll realize. So,
like, I have my poster for Zardoz. The Sean Connery movie Zardoz. I got my Zardoz poster over there.
Now that's
so it could also be Sudoruza. If I read it the other way.
Has anybody in the audience seen Zardoz? I've seen Zardoz. Giant floating head, Sean Connery in a loincloth, with a Smith & Wesson pistol and strange stuff.
There's my Zardoz poster. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm proud of that, actually.
Well, there you are. We've had a cultural show today. We've learned that you have to read things in reverse in Taisho period Japan. We've learned that that zebras, elephants, and camels are bred in Pablo's town in Arizona, and that Jonathan Swift was on acid.
Okay.
So what's? I mean, you went to Nagano to look at that shop, and did you go apart from Ueda? Did you go sort of to any of the sort of the hills and the lakes or anything? No.
No, we were only there for drove down. It takes 5 hours to drive there, so drove, and then which is quite nice. Then stayed in a hotel, and I lay there terrified, wondering if I could feel being attacked by coronavirus, and then went to the shop and went to the castle, which is where that picture was taken with the Koyo and stuff like that, and then drove back.
Oh, cool.
So,
Well, sounds a bit like, I mean, 5 hours, but I mean, yeah, it's 2 hours for me to go to like the Ardennes from
yeah,
here.
it
You
was
probably
just
know
to
that
get
anyway.
out. You know, I've never
Yeah.
been there before,
Mm.
and it was just to get out of the house for once
Mm.
in 8 months. You know.
Oh God. Mensama is
Yeah.
explaining about a soap manufacturer famous for having their name reversed.
Yeah. Like I say, it's funny we're talking about this because I was just thinking, you know, I'm going to take a picture of the car of all the town cars here, you know, of the city government have the city name written left to right on one side and right to left on the other side, which is just, I think that's pretty weird.
Yeah, yeah. But imagine the equivalent here. I mean, yeah, the nearest, the
Not
most
null.
equivalent thing is ambulance. When you have the ambulance is often written sort of back to
Yes.
front, so that people see it in their rearview mirror. Go, oh yeah. If they
What's
don't
that
know,
great?
siren.
What's that great Python sketch where the town? Oh, it's Bolton and not Lob. Yeah, the Python sketch. The whole
I
thing.
was born in Notlob.
Really?
Yes. Or just outside. In a maternity home, not just outside the town randomly. No.
Wow. We've gone over.
We've gone over. That's fine. That's fine. These things happen for the sake of enjoyment, really. Yes. I mean, I enjoy this.
Yeah.
So this is in preparation for your live stream tomorrow. Now you know what to do. You know how to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to just go the YouTube go live webcam.
No, I'm going to do it. I have an OBS because what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to write a song live.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of you going.
Yeah.
Like this, like me reading a book.
I might cheat. I might cheat a little and prepare something earlier, but in general, I'm going to write. I mean, hey, I've seen worse live streams, you know, so yeah. I'm just going to answer and then it's on the
I shall not be doing any musical live streams. I have done minimal musical live streams in the past where I actually hit a drum for about 5 minutes. And that was about it.
What's multi-stream?
Oh, that'll be some kind of app that Robert is familiar with, and he will probably tell you. I mean, if your computer can handle OBS, then OBS is the way to go. But my computer doesn't like it. It says you've not got this installed, you've not got that installed, can't use it. So I'm bugger that. Perk.
Well, I kind of liked OBS. So.
But you're late, Perk. You missed all the weird stuff. we're almost at the end. I don't know what people are saying we should do
I don't know what a YouTube rewind is. I'm old, so I don't know.
The YouTube rewind is like I mean, obviously YouTube have cancelled it. You know what happened in 2020, and sort of they review all the sort of like the top things that happened on YouTube in 2020, but apparently it's been cancelled.
Why? Because there was nothing happened.
Because there's nothing, probably, you know. So we could take it over and do all the sort of things that happened on Simon NoChaNoMa in 2020.
I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, I can't think of anything that actually happened in 2020 worth talking about. You know, it's not like we had an election or anything.
A contested election.
Yeah. Well, it's decided. Hey, I mean, we all know who won.
Yes.
By the way. Yeah.
There we are. That's politics on Simon NoChaNoMa.
Yeah. Don't want to alienate anybody. I'm rereading this Thomas Merton biography. Do you know who Thomas Merton is?
No, I'm not. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with him at all.
He's a Christian monk who protested the Vietnam War. He died in Vietnam, I believe. Anyway, he wrote a famous book called The Seven-Storied Mountain. And so I'm rereading his biography that I read in the 1980s. So, yeah, it's fascinating guy.
I must get some new books. I mean, I was struggling through 2 books on philosophical. I can't even say it. Philosophical books, and I got sort of in, and it was just them, the authors, presenting anecdotes and questions, and more anecdotes and questions. I said, get to the point. I was thinking, get to the point. So I gave up. So I'm going to have to replace those and find something else.
I mean, let's face it, any book on philosophy, if you asked them to get to the point, it would just be like a sheet of paper. So. If I'm really feeling up to it, I always reread some like Jean-Paul Sartre or something.
Oh dear.
I'm an old school pseudo-intellectual.
I'm an armchair intellectual. Once I get out of the armchair, that's it. It goes. It's gone. All right. I shall round up with an appropriate poem I found in the Virago Book of Wicked Verse. It's from Sappho, so it's from about 2,500 years ago, the island of Lesbos. It's called "We Shall Enjoy It." We shall enjoy it. As for him who finds fault, may silliness and sorrow take him. There we are. And with that, I would like to thank you for joining me, and thank Phil for stepping in. And we learned all about cow piss back to front, and exotic animals in Arizona, and all kinds of things. And next week, as you'll see from my advert, which I will upload tonight or tomorrow, I shall be joining you on a Tuesday. Make a note, Tuesday on the 24th of November. My guests will be Jaded in Japan, 2 young women who I'm going to inquire as to why they are jaded. But they will be joining me on that show. It'll be at 8:45 Japan Standard, 8:45 p.m. Japan Standard Time, and I will hopefully see you all there again. And I hope you've enjoyed this show. And thanks for joining. And see you all again next week. Bye, Phil.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Bye. And do I want to end? Yes, I want to end.